India is famous for its textiles today, but in the pre-modern world, Indian textiles were part of global trade on a completely different level. It was connected with marketing, transportation, and financing that linked Africa to the subcontinent, to the Ottoman Empire, and to North Asia and Southeast Asia. I wrote an article about this for Selvedge Magazine. The link is in the description, but it worked a little bit like this. Fabrics were made in different parts of India. Silks or cottons, for example, there were different weaves and sizes and patterns. There were specific artisans. Mordants were different. Dyes were different. The water source, there were so many small details involved. And all of this was linked with an overland and overwater transportation system that linked to port cities. At those port cities, there were ship owners and bankers, for example. Negotiations happened. Ships would sail with the monsoon winds. Ships westward went, for example, to Aden in Yemen, and from there, intel was brought because there were people on the ground as well, and finished goods were then loaded onto different transportation systems to the Ottoman Empire, to Egypt, to Ethiopia, down the east coast of Africa, through other transportation networks across to the west of Africa. Ships sailing for Southeast Asia often went to Malacca, which was a hub. It's in modern-day Malaysia, and from there then the goods were offloaded to smaller boats to go throughout the islands. When European ships came to try to buy spices directly, they had a lot of difficulty because they brought metals. Nobody wanted the metals. They went and got whatever kind of textile. Nobody wanted those. They had to learn that there was a very precise way that everything worked, and that the relationship between the client and the manufacturers and the bankers was very, very sensitive, and that people really were taking on board what the client wanted. I think that this is important because we don't always often look far enough back in history for our lessons, whereas we're the descendants of those people, and they also dealt interculturally, and they also had to trade, and there's so much we can learn. If any of you is working on this area, please let me know about your research. I would be fascinated to hear about it. I hope that this little glimpse has been interesting for you. Thanks for watching.